So I'm Lucy and I'm a first year medical student at Pembroke College, Cambridge. It's been kind of in the works for a little while, that had been in the works for a little while. I'd considered mainly sciencey kind of university courses, so I played around with engineering for a while and also just pure like biology, chemistry or physics. But then ultimately, I think after doing quite a lot of work experience in some hospital settings, I kind of realised that medicine kind of married together a lot of what I wanted in future, so the possibility for research, but also the human side. So you'll get the answer of I want to help people in every single medical interview, but it is true. People who study medicine, generally speaking, would want to help people and alleviate, their symptoms and things. So both those two, and also the concept of like lifelong learning, being able to kind of consistently upgrade my knowledge about various medical fields. I find that quite exciting, rather than, let's say, an office job, which probably doesn't suit me so well. And yeah, research, like I said, working through puzzles is another thing. No two patients really present in the same way. You're not really going to get a textbook kind of answer every time. So being able to kind of apply my knowledge, hopefully if I eventually learn it, and being able to resolve a lot of issues that patients are presenting, I think that's really exciting and also very humbling as well. So a whole host of reasons. I did quite a lot of work experience in hospitals. So for example, I did some rotations on a cardiology ward, a neurology ward, and also endocrinology as well. And the whole like problem-solving, puzzle-solving thing really came out in cardiology, I found. So the consultant that I was with seemed to be able to read like electrocardiograms, so ECGs, kind of like a book. It was really strange. He would be presented with what I saw as squiggles, and he'd be like, "Ah, yes, this is a particular depression that indicates this particular symptom, which indicates this particular disease that the patient had." And I thought that was really cool. And then neurology as well was another real problem-solving kind of area. I think all of medicine is, but particularly seeing a lot of MRI scans, CT scans. The doctors the SHO who I was shadowing appeared to be able to pick out really minute details that I just completely didn't notice, like shadows on x-rays and things. So that was also a very interesting and eye-opening experience. But also the more kind of humbling side of that in that particular ward, I came across the first patient who actually passed away during my time there. So that was kind of an indication of what the real side of medicine is like. Evidently, I didn't have a human connection with this patient, but just knowing that they had passed away was somewhat impactful upon myself. So yeah, it was a whole host of different experiences, and I think I took quite a lot away from it, largely because of the really amazing consultants and SHOs who I was shadowing. I found the course really rewarding so far, in terms of being able to kind of appreciate the human body in a whole host of different ways. So for example, at Cambridge, something very unique to the way that the medical course is run is that we have 3 years of preclinical and then 3 years of clinical years, 3 years of clinical studies. And in the preclinical years, it's very much emphasising the science side. So at the moment, my modules are anatomy, physiology and biochemistry, and then we have clinical aspects as well. But being able to kind of understand the very fine detail of the human body, and we also are given donor bodies, so cadavers, to dissect as well, and I have 2 of those sessions generally a week. You get a very intimate understanding of how the human body works, and then tying that in with how the human body is meant to work, and then the disease states that you see in physiology, as well as the more like molecular mechanisms of biochemistry. You get a very holistic view of what the body is like, and that's really cool, because you never really appreciate just how amazing it is that we all develop the way we do. So it's been rewarding in that sense, but also an extreme challenge in the sense that there's so much content that it's sometimes quite overwhelming to keep on top of, essay writing, supervision work, general revision, also trying to pre-read for lectures, and just having time for yourself as well, seeing friends. Medicine is one very intense course. Other courses are also very intense as well, so it's just a matter of knowing that you need to find time for yourself as well as the academic side. So I think historically, being a woman in medicine was much rarer to come by. I think that's the same for almost anything. but nowadays, in comparison to, let's say, engineering, where there's still quite a deficiency of female engineers, medicine is doing a lot better. So, for example, in my lecture theatres, generally speaking, I'd say there's probably about 50-50 split. Obviously, it depends on turnout that particular day, but in that sense, I've never really noticed it in this particular medical environment, though looking more into the future, there are specialities that still exist which I think do have some kind of male dominance associated with them. So I'm thinking of surgery in particular. So in that sense, surgery is something I'm considering. I'm trying to keep all of my options open, but it's nice knowing that there are plenty of role models out there who I can look up to, both within college and beyond, and to be honest, if you're passionate enough about your subject and hardworking enough, regardless of which speciality you go into, being female, male, any gender, it hopefully shouldn't matter in future. But definitely being a woman in a STEM subject is something, it's both a privilege and a burden, I think. So I suppose as long as we keep working forwards and hopefully societal expectations of women improve for the better, being a woman in a STEM subject will hopefully become a normality.